We might not be able to point a finger at those details in communication with other people and business situation. Or maybe is your hair like too long? You just see it if your hair is too long. I wear a suit when I have a sales call. Even, I don't want to say wrong because working on the details is not necessarily wrong, but hello guys, again welcome to Colombia. Today I want to talk about a learning that I had from my mentor, and that learning is that details matter. I had a discussion with my cameraman, okay, when details matter and when they don't matter that much. He said, okay, details might not matter, for example, in the first few seconds. And I said, hey, I think the first few seconds and the first impression, because you can argue like that, okay, the details don't matter that much. It's more like your general personality. Are you like friendly? Are you negative, positive? Are you charismatic? You have good social skills, bad social skills, those things. And yes, certainly they matter. But in those situations, in those beginning situations where you don't know somebody, when you meet somebody for the first time, the first impression, this is literally the one moment where the details, the little small details, matter the absolute most. Think about your own situation where you, for example, met somebody new, and you kind of had the feeling, okay, something is off with this guy, I kind of don't like this person. On the other hand, okay, I really like this person. And often it's like, okay, you can't really tell what it is. You can't really say, okay, I like him because of that, or I don't like him because of that. It's just like, okay, there's something off. And this has to do, of course, with his vibe and his energy. Also a lot with the little details, because we might not be able to point a finger at those details, but subconsciously we recognize all of the little details. And I would argue, for example, those little details are less and less important the better you get to know somebody. For example, in a relationship, maybe your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. At some point, you see your girlfriend without makeup, when she's not as pretty and as perfect as she might seem on the first day when she did makeup. Or you see your boyfriend when he hasn't done his hair, when he maybe wakes up in the morning and he hasn't brushed his teeth and he doesn't smell as good as when he did brush his teeth. The more you get to know the real person, the real character, how he is, the more you tend to forgive those little details. What I want to emphasize, especially in the first few seconds, and in business also in general, those little details matter extremely. What are those little details that play a big role? For example, the little detail is like the way you communicate. And I don't mean like in this case, for example, in sales. You know exactly how to speak to somebody, how to have a sales conversation. What are the first steps that you do? What are the second steps? When do you present your product? Whatever. This would be more like the fundamentals and like the basics. How sophisticated you speak, how eloquent, the choice of words you can use. These are all little details that you can improve to also improve the communication. My English, for example, is not as good as my German. This is why my communication and little details are a little bit more off in English than they are, for example, in German. Obviously, it's not my mother tongue. Do you have a fresh haircut, or maybe is your hair like too long? You just see it if your hair is too long. Is your beard well groomed? Have you showered? Another thing is your clothes. Do you wear well-fitting clothes? Do you wear clothes that are kind of professional? For example, in sales, I wear a suit when I have a sales call, even when I'm just on the phone. This has other reasons, of course, not for the appearance and the details, because they can't hear that I wear a suit, of course. But also in my private life, I try to dress as professionally as I can. I think, for example, like a polo shirt is more professional than just a t-shirt. This is what I try to wear most of the time, because I know this is also part of the first impression and part of the little details. Your smell, do you smell bad because you haven't showered? Do you use perfume maybe? Another detail that is important. And for example, with clothes, I forgot this. If your shoes are super bad, if your shoes are super dirty, you have like old shoes. This is what you learn in sales. Bad shoes, if you sell in person, is a no-go. And the same in life. Okay, and then there can also be the discussion between fundamentals and the details. I think it's obvious, but when we are at the beginning with the skill, or we don't want to take it super serious with a skill, but we want to be good but not excellent, okay, we focus on the fundamentals, we focus on the 20% that bring 80% of the results. In some skills in our business, the business skills where we make money with, or communication skills in relationships maybe, or in the gym, whatever, if there's some skill where we want to be not only good or great, but like excellent, are these last few percentage, the last details that we should focus on. The last details are the last few couple percent. But of course, like let's say as an example, when you are like overweight, when you like wear like ugly clothes that your mom bought for you, when you smell a bit bad because you don't shower often enough, Does it really matter, okay, do you use this perfume or that perfume? Might be more important to focus on the fundamentals first, lose some weight, go to the gym, shower regularly, buy yourself some better clothes, some better looking clothes, improve your overall appearance, improve the fundamentals, and then you can work on the perfumes, then you can work on the details. Now working on the details would be the wrong approach. I don't want to say wrong, because working on the details is not necessarily wrong, but might not be the most effective way in this situation.